Okay, Bismillah. Okay folks, welcome back to another video. We're still on the same topic, rearranging equations in my GCSE class here. These are the rules I described in the first video. Always start at the letter you've been told to make the subject. Read and identify the action, which means number the actions, what's been done first, second, third. And when we solve by moving the last action first, we start going in reverse order. So third action moves first, then second, then first, and so on. So this is the second set of questions that we got here now. Okay, I'm just going to start over here. Now, in this particular question, we have y is equal to x squared. Now it's been introduced to the square. We have to make x the subject, so I'm going to start at the x. Right, okay, Mr. Saf.
Yeah.
What has been done to the x? X has been squared. The squared is called the first action. There's only one action acting on it, so when we solve it, we move the action first. Okay, Hamza? So opposite of squaring an item is square rooting. Opposite squaring is square rooting. So y square rooted is equal to x. Okay. Next question. So the opposite square is square root. Square root everything on the left hand side, which is just one item at the moment. The next question, we have a is equal to the square root of b minus 2. We have to make b the subject, so we start at b. So when you start at b, what's the first thing acting on b is? The square root. First action. The second action is minus 2. That's the second action. So we have started at the b, we have identified first and second action, we've labelled them. Now we have to solve by starting to move the last action first, which is the second action. That has to move first. So the opposite of minus 2 is plus 2. So we have a plus 2 is equal to the root of b. Now, Mr. Ramiz, we have to work out the b now, still. So b has been acted on by the square root. We take the square root over and it becomes a square. Now what do we square, Najman? Do I square the a? Do I square the 2? Do I square the a and the 2? How do I do it, Najman? The a and the 2, well done. So the a add 2, we have to square the lot of it. That will give you b. Done. Okay, here's our next question. We have to make x the subject. So we look at the x. So this reads y is equal to 2x, all of it squared. Okay, Saf? Yeah. So we start at the x. So the first action, Saf, is time by 2. That's called the first action. Okay, let's have Najma. The second action is square. That's the second action. Right. Which action do we move first, Ramiz? Second action. Opposite squaring is? So we have y, the square root of y is equal to 2x. Once the square goes over, the brackets disappear, they evaporate. Okay, now, Mr. Hamza, what do I move next?
The 2.
The time by 2. Opposite time by 2 is? Now, it's important that you don't, this next part here, square root of y divided by 2. Do not take the divide by 2 into the square root sign, it's separate. So the square root of y then divided by 2, and that will give us our solution for x. Okay, done. Are you okay there? Yeah, all of you? Yeah. Okay, here comes the next question over here, folks. So, ladies at the back, Samia. V is equal to 1/3 x squared h. We're going to make x the subject, so we have to start at x. What's been done to x first?
Times by third.
First action is squared. Yeah?
Testing you.
So that's the first action. Thank you, Hamza, for testing me. It's been squared. That's the first action. Second action is we got time by h here, and we're going to divide by 3. Second action, and then a divide by 3 is the third action. Okay? Remember that one is multiplying by x, it's not really doing anything. So the real action here, the 1/3 x, the real part that's actually functioning is the divide by 3. So that can be interpreted as just divide by 3. So when you multiply by 1, you don't do anything. Okay, we have to be that, Saf? Now, which action do I move first, Saf?
1/3.
The divide by 3, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So opposite of divide by 3 is?
Times 3.
Times by 3. So we have 3v is equal to x squared h. Okay? Now, Ramiz,
Yeah.
what do I move next?
Yeah.
So we move the
Times
third
H.
action, the next we're going to move is?
The times 8
Time by h. Opposite time by h is?
divided by 8.
So we have 3v divided by h is equal to x squared. Now,
The square
Rutaba.
root it. The square root.
Now, Rutaba, we have to move now the squared. Opposite squaring is? Square root. I'm running out of space. I'm going to cheat some slide over here. So you have 3v divided by h and the whole lot square rooted is equal to x. Why do you square root the whole lot? Because that was already there in the first place. We put the square order opposite squaring this side is to square root this side. So that one's done. Next question. We've got to make u the subject. Is that still okay? Yeah. Okay, we're going to make u the subject over here. So, okay, Samia, help me this one. We start with the u, we look at the u first. U is being first of all, that's called the first action. Then we adding, we can treat that as this as one action, Najma. When we adding 2 times by 8 times by s, we just treat that as one clump, as one number, one item. So we are now adding 2as, so that's going to be called the, okay, Najma, what's the opposite of adding 2as? So we have v squared minus 2as is equal to u squared. Okay, Umar, right. Opposite of squaring is?
Square root.
Square rooting. Because this was already, all of it was here, and the opposite of squaring is square rooting the whole lot. And that's the answer there. Right, here comes the last question over here on this video. Okay, we've got t is equal to 2p time by L over g. Okay, we've got to make L the subject. Now, doesn't matter how complicated they make the question, if you follow the rules, they are easy. Okay, we start, Najma, at the L. L the subject. What's the first thing that's been done, Najma? It's been divided by g. That's the first action. Then it's been, what's the second action, Najma? The square rooting. That's the second action. Okay, now, Ramiz, what is the third action?
The 2 times p.
That's right, time by 2p is the third action. So let's look at that again. So we start at the L, we've got to make L the subject. L has been divided by g first of all, that's called the first action. Then all of that's been square rooted, that's the second action. Then all of that has been time by 2p is the third action. So we identified 3 actions. First, second, third. So, Saf, which action do we move first? We label them 1, 2, 3. Do I move them in that order or do I move them in the reverse order?
Reverse.
Reverse order, well done. Don't move your dad's car in reverse order. Put down as well. Okay, opposite time by 2p is?
Divided by 2.
So we have t divided by 2p is equal to the root of L over g. Right, so you move the third action first. Now, what's the next action to be moved?
The square root.
Okay,
The square root.
Ifra, the next action we're going to move is the square root. Yeah?
Yeah.
So we grab the square root in a different color. Take the square root over and it becomes a squared. So we now have t divided by 2p. Now, Ramiz, where do I put the square? Shall I put the square just here? What?
Brackets.
Brackets, well done. That's another common mistake in examination, is all of this squared
Yeah, equals.
is equal to L over G. Okay, next one, let's have Najma. I want to work out L, don't forget. So L is the one that we're trying to work out. We still got left over.
G.
And divide by G.
Times it.
Divide by G, opposite divide by G is?
Times by G.
Now, can I put the time by G measurement inside here? No. It has to be outside. So the final answer for that, okay, Mr. Hamza, if you can right here, on the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. The final answer is going to be G time by T over 2P all squared is equal to L. Done.
Oh, that's something like
Okay, we're happy with that?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Thank you very much folks for joining us on this video. I hope this video helps you folks with your examination preparation, and please try hard, especially my class 11S6. Thank you.